Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing all right. So this is some words pertaining to the spiritual training center. And let me clarify too. I should have changed the title of the last video because it's specifically for righteous spiritual warrior training center for righteous spiritual training. Sorry, my head's very still not very, but it's still a little foggy. So I mix words up, but it's for righteousness for people who want to learn how to be a righteous warrior. So these are some specific words that can help us perpetuate that movement or this movement. So the terminal, which can be used for many things, has a program that allows the observer to see what righteous deeds needs completion. And the reason for this is as follows. In order for one to grow well as a righteous spiritual warrior, one needs to develop a type of awareness/perception that is constantly on the lookout for helping out those in need and maintaining and even enhancing the overall love and high vibrational energetic frequency of the area. So these types of good righteous deeds become ingrained within our souls and are then like anchors which help to secure and strengthen the core of a righteous warrior's constitution, and thus one's ability to dish out real righteous spiritual power. The dire needs of the local community need to come first. If we don't maintain and take care of our local community and ability to perpetuate ourselves, we won't be able to help out others globally. So we first must deal with our dire local needs, and then we can move to dire global needs, like starving children, sick and houseless human beings, and whomever and whatever else needs help. And starving adults obviously need help too. So some words on a very powerful spiritual weapon that Pops shared with me on our first day meeting in New Orleans. Something I want to share with you guys for a while, actually. The weapon is called Excalibur. Yes, much like the King Arthur tale. that's what he told me. And it's a spiritual sword that is made up of different types of vibrant colors and patterns of powerful information that can help invoke spells and distribute massive amounts of energy towards a particular target or area. So the name Excalibur is fitting as it is of a caliber of its own in terms of weapons grade, and so the name X for Excalibur is quite literally accurate. Note also, Pops is a much more colorful and versatile character than many may think. He loves everybody and has love for everything, and so this is a part of him that I would love to share more with the world and humanity. Because I feel like the Bible sometimes focuses on just the black and white of life and not all of the colors. So I'd love to add just more color to the Bible and stuff. As I shared with you the many different colors of his spiritual weapon Excalibur, so too is his spirit full of the colors of life. And this is an aspect I would like to help introduce into mainstream Christianity, like I just said. As there are a lot of ancient healing spiritual practices, rituals, and bits of knowledge that can be used to help the world and humanity that often get a bad name and then ignored by mainstream Christianity because they think, because they have been told that to meddle with such things is to meddle with demons. This is not true, in my opinion. I have watched Pops use a normal deck of cards as tarot cards, and so to hear all these religious preachers speaking with such passion about how evil such things are is ridiculous to me. But I think they're just being missed. Some of them know what they're doing, and some of them don't know. So it is what it is. It's also taking away one's own innate God-given abilities to communicate with God and the divine. I feel like a lot of priests or pastors do this because, again, they have been told to do so. And I feel like the motive to keep the priests and pastors from encouraging such spiritual communications/activities stems from the same New World Order agenda to keep humanity and the earth and all of life on it at as low of an energetic frequency/power as possible. Kind of like what I just said. It's an agenda to keep us away from our real God-given power, but at the same time, they're portraying it like they are giving us our God power. So it's very deceitful. If mainstream Christians knew that it was okay and that God himself practices these things routinely, then the whole view that the opposition has on humanity would begin to unravel. Quickly, in my opinion, as this type of knowledge would help to perpetuate a whole new innovation in the way we celebrate and perform our Christian duties. These types of teachings and ways of doing things would inherently lead people to become more ethereal and thus more spiritual, and this would be something the opposition does not want, as it would mean humanity is becoming more like its God-like self again, and thus regaining and even strengthening its God-like powers. Excuse me. Words on reflex training. Okay, so we're going to go back to some specifics in the training. The simple strengthening and enhancing of one's reflexes can help one in everything he or she may do. Martial arts, light weights, more reps, moving with weights, and different styles or patterns of movement will all help induce more muscle confusion, which in turn does help to grow muscle. This happens by tearing parts of the muscle and body that aren't normally used or haven't been used in a while. This helps keep one from building up too much of a tolerance, which is what leads to a muscular plateau, or a difficulty in gaining new muscle and thus strength. This happens because the human body is remarkably well at adapting to circumstances and challenges, and so when we keep doing the same thing or exercise over and over, our body gets used to it and it actually starts to grow and mend in ways that will help the body perform those functions, and that includes building up tolerance to the same type of movements. But the problem with that is if one is working to get even bigger or stronger, then they are going to need a different type of challenge to get different results, and by integrating different movements, one can tear different muscles and thus see new muscle growth and gain more strength, and one can keep rotating between workouts year-round in order to keep the body guessing and essentially confused. In doing so, they are giving themselves a good opportunity to grow and keep on growing without having to be slowed or stopped by muscular plateaus. Now, stopped, that's a bit of an extravagant word, but slowed, and there's levels of slowing. It is less efficient working out the same way time and time again, as one could spend the same amount of energy and time on a muscle confusion method and gain more muscle and be more efficient with one's time. Again, this is because one would be involving different patterns of movement. Dancing is a great workout because it invokes so many aspects of the body, and it can be quite intense. And when people get into a wild dance or a type of flowing movement of passionate energy, one is able to flow with the energy. One is able to resonate. One is able to flow with the energy one is able to resonate with, and our movements begin to more and more follow that flow that we have become connected with. In regards to spiritual powers and inspiration, battle dances and the like can be used to invoke spiritual power and courage into the people, as well as provoke a great reflex and strength training exercise / ceremony. Different types of practice weapons, weights, training devices, obstacle courses, drills, and more can give us more options of resistance and thus more opportunities to grow. As one begins to engage the body in unfamiliar movements and routines, one will begin to feel pains in areas they may not have felt before, and tenderness that hasn't yet been endured. This is good, as this is proof that one is tearing new areas of muscle and thus will be gaining more strength and muscle. This also gets one's attention and can teach one to listen to one's body, and as one learns to do so, one will begin to know how the body tells us what we need to hear if we but listen. And so once we start listening to our muscles and in the areas of our body we were working with, we will then know better how to grow, heal, and work with them. Brad Pitt was the one whom I heard talk about listening to your body in regards to a question asked to him about how he keeps or gets into shape. And I thought it was a great answer. Just listen to your body. Very simple too. Simplicity works. Words pertaining to the area number. Okay, righteous spiritual word training. Okay, so again, going back to the Wing Chun and training, the training dummy, which comes from the martial arts of Kung Fu, which is essentially a combat training dummy. The Wing Chun is a tool that can help with reflex training, which is a vital aspect to a righteous spiritual warrior's training. And so in regards to the Wing Chun, it helps one practice moving in ways that one would not normally move in. By doing these awkward and often uncomfortable movements over and over, one slowly begins to build new muscle growth and thus receives new enhanced strength, flexibility, range of motion, and enhanced reflexes. It is an ultimate training tool, and one can also incorporate one's lower body and throw some kicks, dance around a bit, practice one's footwork. The Wing Chun is a full-body ultimate workout machine that can be simply made and maintained. So, in regards to guns and how having good or excellent reflexes can most definitely help out in any type of a fight, especially in even a gunfight. Guns, like anything, can get heavy, especially after holding them a long time, and they also take skill to shoot well and maintain. And so things that help teach discipline, build endurance, cultivate precision, enhance hand-eye coordination, enhance hand speed, enhance overall bodily reflex / flexibility, increase one's strength, and more can all be achieved through the use of this Wing Chun training machine. using weights and or weapons and the Wing Chun. So you can using weights and or weapons with the Wing Chun provides an even more enhanced training experience. The Wing Chun is a great one-on-one training tool, and even with light weights, one can practice slow punches and maneuvers. Yeah. So there are many ways to integrate the effectiveness of the Wing Chun into many different types of skills and exercises. So, yeah, that's all I've written for now. But, all right, yeah. I didn't finish it up quite as well as I wanted to, but that's good for now. All right, I love you guys. Hope you all have a good day. All right, bye.